It's October 19th, 2024. Um yeah, this whole Justin Bieber situation. Um do you remember that story with Octomom? With her name was Nadia Sulemon. I think she's Turkic. Well, Justin Bieber, he's Turkic, right? So he represents like one of those type of fake stories, like what Nadia Suleiman did. Yeah, you can tell like they're Turkish manipulators. They like to play around with the black stories and gaslight the black stories. Like this is what their ancestors did back in the day. It's clear. They like to manipulate Californians for money and manipulate black people's stories for money, but they need to be reminded that they didn't come from they don't have black roots. They don't have it's not part of their bloodline. Like you can see for a fact that he comes from a bloodline of alcoholics, drug addicts. I was saying it before, but yeah, he's like another Octomom. How they deliberately create a lie, and then they want to force that lie on other people. They want to force people to pay their way for a certain lifestyle, you know but I would say it's October 19th today, right? 2024. I would say that Justin Bieber and his mother, they're both wrong because they should have. You can see now they want to talk about their ancestors' sins, but it's kind of too late for that. They should have been talking about that from the beginning, and like throughout their career, they should have been giving back to the community in regards to paying that they gotta pay off those ancestral sins. You know, I hope I'm making sense. Like, think about it. If you came from a bloodline of alcoholics, then if you know for a fact that that's your ongoing ancestral issue, then if you have money, you'd have to pay into like funding for Alcoholics Anonymous, or those type of organizations, or create your own type of thing to offer some type of they have to do the work for their own people, like their own sins, but they never gave back for those causes. So yeah, it's just more ancestral fire at this point. But yeah, Justin Bieber, you represent a Turkish manipulator. You represent that Turk that manipulates black stories. That's what it is. So yeah, but then like I said, it's kind of too late for them to even do much because people can't really take counsel from them because they're really fake people. You know, that's why I have to put these things online because you know there's we have our own work to do. That's the point. We have our own work to do. Yeah, it's like have you ever been in an organization, like you went to a company, right? And then if you're in the company, and then they have certain types of programs within the company, but for a fact, like let's say there was a certain program that was tailored exactly to what your needs are, and for a fact, like the other person, someone can't just come in and try and attach themselves to you just solely because a program was tailored to you. I hope I'm making sense. Like you can't pretend, like if you pretend too much, then you get caught up. You get a lot of problems. You know. I hope I'm making sense right now. Yeah, It's just too, like, over time, if people are just too pretentious, it's like eventually you're gonna get exposed, right? It's just like, remember Millie Vanilli? Eventually they got exposed. So it's like you have to be careful about what people are, how people want to play victim to situations that they pretty much stole from other people, like stories that they stole from other people. All of a sudden they want to play victim, you know. I remember that whole Nadia Sulemon thing. Oh my god, I used to watch it on TV. Like, people in California were so mad because she had like 30 kids, something like that. Can you imagine, you have like 30 kids wanting to hang on to like the social system? You want to lie being a single parent for money. Like, it's those type of situations. Eventually, like, they get caught up. People, yeah. Eventually, people get exposed, you know? But eventually, people have to disconnect. They don't realize that. Like Justin, you going through this situation, eventually you need to disconnect. Once you got found out, you need to disconnect. Like, go about your business and go away. Just go do something else with your life. You know what I mean? Because, like, it's a lot of dishonor, you know, and then you can't be using God's systems for dark purposes. Eventually God just starts like purging out all the fakes, and God starts to just, you know what I mean? When God, because like some sort of like purity needs to be maintained. Some sort of realness needs to be maintained. The systems are not all about just stealing and stealing and stealing and stealing and stealing. Eventually, it's like, okay, you guys lie and steal so much to the point where there can't even, those things can't even exist anymore. But that just proves that they're a part of a different purpose, you know? You know what it reminded me of? I remember I was watching in I think it was Hawaii, and then they opened up a whole bunch of Walmarts and stuff like that, and then the Walmarts just it just didn't fit for the people, so they had to bring in like Asian stores. That's what fit more for the people, is that type of situation, right? But yeah, anyway, this is a lesson, like, you know, eventually some people have to leave certain people's lives, you know. That's just what it is. It's the principle of energy. That's what God said. Right. Just like, you know, you take an occupation and you have you have groups of medical professionals, you have groups of sports professionals, you have groups of you know, blue collar workers, you have groups of white collar workers. Everybody has their, those type of things, right? Anyway, okay, yeah, that's my message today. Justin, you're a Nadia Suleiman. That's all you are. That's what he is. Yeah, like, people eventually, like, God doesn't even accept those type of blood spills that you wanna do on people, you know? They're energy harvesting rituals. That's what it is. But it doesn't make sense because God Himself, like, we're in an era now where God Himself, like, He's giving, like, you know, people who are left out of the system, people who weren't really given a chance, like, God's giving those people to, like, really show who they are, like, the blood of who they are. So why you want to sit around doing energy harvesting rituals on people when you have your own life? You can prove your own life, right? They're just too jealous. They're just too jealous. I'm just tired of this. I'm getting tired of this. They're becoming too entitled, and then, you know, and that's why, like, I, I just don't like the disrespect with it, because it's like they want to, they're demons, right? They're not actually real people. They allow too many demons to take over their body, you know, and then they walk around they don't see, they can't identify like what a real human being is. They just walk around people with their weird eyes, like, just, we don't think like that. We don't need to be around, like, everybody has their contribution, right? Honestly, I hope I'm making sense right now, but like, it's just a lot of mental illness. There's a lot of mental illness. And then, that's where all those like bad diseases and stuff come from, because people are just doing too much. Oh god. Yeah. Anyway, but like I said, okay, you see how Justin has Ramsey Hunt syndrome? Like that, it was a disorder from the mouth, right? That was like God's deliberate, direct way of showing Justin that you are trying to interfere with God's people too much. He had to block out he had to block out the fakeness that he was trying to project, like to try and block out his mouth, like, like the people don't really see, they really don't see the reality, like, okay, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm talking too much right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, like the point is that these people who feel as if they're entitled to take people's places and stuff, it can't work out with the Most High because they can't do the work. God only ordained certain people to do certain works, right? You can't have like the factory worker pretending to be a doctor. That just mess up everything, right? Okay, the point is that, people stop playing in other people's energy fields. Yeah. If you don't have the energy, just be who God ordained you to be in this lifetime. That's the message, man. Hey Justin, you don't have my roots. And he needs to respect that. Right? It's too much now, it's way too much narcissism with the videos like he's posting. All this, feel sorry for me every day, every 24 hours. Feel sorry for me, feel sorry for me, feel sorry for me. That's all he's posting. That's all he's posting now. There's something gross with that. Like, no. No. That's enough. Anyway, I'm gonna go. It's just too, the vibration, the way how he vibrates now is just too low. And basically, what's coming out is like the truth of his blood, the truth of how his ancestors behave, all these, illusion, like it's all coming out. Yeah, just that's enough for you, Justin. God. That's enough for today. I'm gonna make myself something nice to eat, and I'm gonna have a good coffee and drink some water, and I'm gonna enjoy my day because people like Justin Bieber are not worth the time. He's too broken. That's what it is. And people need to stop giving sympathy. No more sympathy for Justin. How about that? Because you like to lie and play victim. So, yeah, that's enough. You got your sympathy, so that's enough. Like, just go away. Like, leave. Right? Because, like, they're trying to argue over a territory that they never belonged to, you know? Some of these circumstances, it was only temporary. it's not the truth to their inheritance, right? Let's say if like God said, okay, you're only going to live in this area for 3 years or maybe 5 years, or obey God, right? You're trying to hold on to something that's like it's already ended, it's already dried up. You know what I mean? I think Justin needs to give up the territory because it's not true to his blood, it's not true to his birthrights, and it's not true to his inheritance either. You stole too much. That's wickedness, eh? He's very wicked. He's very wicked. Anyway, that's enough. I'm gonna enjoy my day. Bye.